Brahmarshi Patriji started the Pyramid Spiritual Society as a movement founded in 1990. Its core message is that we are not just physical entities experiencing random existence. Instead, we are eternal energy consciousness, wisdom, constantly choosing and creating our own perspective on ongoing existential realities. Today, the movement is comprised of more than 10,000 independent and autonomous pyramid centers involving millions of active members and volunteers across all states in India, as well as the US, UK, United Arab, Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, Malaysia, Vietnam, Egypt, South Africa, Europe, Germany. PMS is non-religious, non-cult, non-for-profit, a spiritual scientific organization with an ever-growing expanse of genuine seekers. Brahmarshi Patriji attained enlightenment in the year of 1979. Patriji, as he's called, is a multidimensional personality and charismatic leader of a vast multitude. He teaches and guides every single person with the same level of enthusiasm and friendliness as he does thousands of spiritual seekers who seek him out, and he is always accessible to everyone. Patriji likes to call his approach that of a spiritual scientist, which means involving direct soul experimentation. PMS is a very significant part of our current worldwide New Age revolution. It is a movement leading humanity from violence to nonviolence, from blind religious belief to scientific and spiritual scientific experimentation and spiritual scientific logic, moving from animal eating to plant eating and adopting vegetarianism as its fundamental goal.
Welcome to the Women's Broadcast Television Network with Ilona Selke. Today I am here with Patriji, who just came from India to visit us here at the Shambhala Retreat Center in Bali. And he himself is a verified guru from India with millions of followers. When I met Patriji, that was in 1996, he had already built the first pyramid in India to be used solely for meditation. Now they have how many pyramids in India?
More than 10,000 pyramids in 10,000 villages.
More than 10,000 pyramids in 10,000 villages all over India, solely used for meditation. Now, I have a special question for Patriji, because you come from India, which is still a nation that is very much guided by the male principle, and the male being the top of the family. Or, correct? Still traditional?
Not exactly.
Not anymore. But here's a question I have for him, because I just read in the paper that the Pope said there will be no female Pope. And so I have a question to you about women and spirituality. What do you think about the ability of women to be spiritual leaders or acquire spiritual deep wisdom that equals male spiritual wisdom?
It's all male chauvinism.
Male chauvinism.
Okay. The male ego, okay, which is running this world, or thinking that it is running the world. Okay. Truth runs the world, not ego. Ego is an obstacle for the truth. And there are souls in male bodies and souls in female bodies, and they alternate. If you are male today, next lifetime you are a female. If you are a female today, next lifetime you are a male. On an average, about 400 lifetimes are taken by every given soul to complete all the lessons that are to be learned in the earth school. So out of these 400 incarnations, say roughly 200 will be in the female bodies and 200 in the male bodies, to understand both sides' point of view.
Right.
Okay. So the responsibilities of a female are different from the responsibilities of a male. Mm-hmm. So as a female, you learn the responsibilities of a female. As a male, you understand the responsibilities of a male. So we have to learn both sides. Mm-hmm. So if somebody says women are not fit for something, well, I would say men are not fit for that thing.
So true. And I love the balanced approach. It's like respecting both sides of life that really give an equal insight.
In fact, you should respect the female more than the male. The female is not only the fairer sex, it is also the godlier sex.
Ah, we like hearing that. Yeah, but of course, next time when I'm a male, I'll be honoring the females, right?
Yes, you should. As a male, you learn to honor the females As a female, you learn to honor the offspring that comes from out of you.
Right.
You see.
Yeah. So, do you think that women experience spirituality differently than men?
Yes, because as a woman, your Kundalini energy is 2 chakras higher than male. The male's Kundalini 80% is in the Muladhara, the female's Kundalini 80% is in the Manipuraka, because she has to give a child.
I see.
So as it is, for all meditation and spiritual experiences, women are much better than males.
So they have easier access to they start up a little bit higher. By the men they have 2 brains, I hear. Yeah, it's
so
harder.
And the qualities of a woman of acceptance, of surrender, of always a smile, duty mind. They never take any holiday from their home duties. Men always go on holidays. So women are already gods.
Divine.
The men
so
have
true.
to learn from the women.
Beautiful.
And both the parents have to learn from the children.
That's beautiful. Yeah, they become their teachers. And so, what do you feel? Do you have equal amounts of men and women following in India to do meditation?
More women than men.
Really?
60-40.
Okay, because we also here in the West, especially this broadcast station is for women, we generally experience 80% women, female attendance in seminars and 20% in male in the West. Now, because in India it's traditionally accepted to study meditation with a guru, I think we have a greater percentage still in India following and taking on a spiritual practice.
There is no question of women or men in following any subject, whether it is music or games or studies or meditation or anything. Where is the question of that? How does that question come, women and men? Basically stupid.
Yep. But you know, it is a truth. If the Pope says there will be no female...
He is not authority in anything.
Yep. And did you hear that the Dalai Lama just recently said it's possible for the next Dalai Lama to be a woman?
Whether it is woman or man, it doesn't matter at all. What is important is the subject, not the body.
Right.
Who cares for the body? We are not the bodies. We are not physical systems. We are not lungs and kidneys. We are pure consciousness. We are pure gods. Where is the question of the body?
Right.
How does it come into calculation?
That's my good question. That's a good question. Where has it started?
Yeah.
Male chauvinists, right?
We have to remove this
Yes.
distinction.
Yes.
Talk about sex.
Right.
No.
So when you teach meditation, tell me a little bit about what are the steps, the first steps that people can do in order to access their inner wisdom?
Whether you are doing meditation or otherwise, first I want every human being to be human being. They are inhuman when they are attacking animals, birds and fish and eating them and killing them, terrorizing them, So they are inhuman. First, I want those souls which are in the human bodies to become human souls. That is basic compassion to all the beings. As you want to live, they also want to live. And they are not food for you or sport for you or entertainment for you. As you are not here as food for anybody. You are not here as for entertaining for anybody else. As you are, so every other being. So whether it is music or meditation or anything, first of all, I want every human being to be human, that is, being a vegetarian, based on plant food.
Yes.
That's a must. Otherwise, other than that, there is no specific requisite thing for meditation.
Yes.
You should have a desire to know what is meditation.
And so you are in India, a lot of people still are vegetarian, whereas in the West, I think we have a very small percentage being vegetarian.
Yes.
Did you grow up vegetarian?
I am a born vegetarian.
Okay.
But when I was 23 or 22, my elder brother who went to England and came back as a meat eater forced me to eat egg. So I ate egg for 3 years.
Okay.
That is before I came into meditation. For me, my brother was God. Because he
the older
and he brought me up. So I had to listen to my God. But then when I came into meditation, I became my own God.
Yeah.
Then I stopped. alienating.
And I hear from people here at the seminar that when people have meditated, and I hear this a lot across the world, when people start meditating, they naturally want to stop eating meat.
That's what happens. When you do meditation, you see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Without meditation, you are stuck up in a very small, micro, whole picture, which is a mirror image of your own culture.
Right.
But in meditation, you see the whole mega big picture, and you understand that you are everything. Okay, that's what is said in Aham Brahmasmi, means I am everything. And Tatvamasi, you are also everything. So how can we eat each other?
Right. So I would like to ask Patriji in a moment about the first steps in meditation. If you wish to take up meditation, what could you do? But before that, I would like to take a little break and come back to you in just a minute.
शुरू से पढ़ो। इलोना सेलेके का जन्म हिमालय की गोद में रह रहे एक जर्मन परिवार में हुआ था। वह 3 वर्ष की उम्र तक हिमालय में अपने सपने में गहरा खोया हुआ था। वह अपने जीवन एक बार
Thank you. Wow, we're doing so good.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Puzzle?
Awesome.
Welcome back to the second segment. We had been talking about the first step to become a meditator. And Patriji said, become a vegetarian. Care about others, become a human, and as a human you are humane, which means you care, you have compassion to other living beings, and you nourish yourself with plant food. We do not have to eat meat. We can survive quite well, which you've done all of your life pretty much, except eggs for 3 years in your life. You've lived a vegetarian.
That's not for living, that's only for because of the force from
your God,
from
brother.
brother.
So, because of that, you pretty much were vegetarian for all Western standards.
Yes.
Because they consider vegetarians even people who eat eggs sometimes. However, you then started to become a pure vegetarian, and obviously you've made it quite a long way, so you really believe that nutrition comes from another dimension, right?
There are 11,000 people on this earth right now who don't eat anything. So, if you are a scientific minded person, you will ask how they can live. If they can live, anybody else can live. So obviously, this physical body does not at all require any food. There are millions of people in Himalayas who don't eat anything. They live for millions of years. See, our so-called Western scientific knowledge is very, 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 very
Limited. Definitely.
And I have to laugh at these so-called scientists.
Right. But just for the viewers, there have been people who've been studied in hospitals under scrutiny of scientists, not taking anything. Everything was measured. They did not consume any water or food and have lived. This was in hospital studies, so we know that definitely several people have been scrutinized. And I will put a link to this in some of my texts in my website for you to follow up on. But so now you take the first step, which is vegetarianism. What is the step that people take?
I would recommend the next step is don't speak unnecessarily. Conserve your energies. Because we keep on talking all about all and sundry, which are of no consequence either to you or to me or to society. We blah blah. So when you blah blah, you lose tons and tons of energies, and when you sit in meditation, you fall asleep. So this silence, called as the silence or speaking very little, is very important for you to go before into meditation. But as you start meditation also, you will gain those things, that you will become more scientific in your talk, limited in your talk, more meaningful in your words. See, what Jesus said, what goes into the mouth, that does not matter. What comes out of the mouth, that matters. That defileth the person.
Beautiful. I absolutely love that. I have a little saying that I love, which is say what you mean and mean what you say. It eliminates all sarcasm, all irony. Yeah.
So I would request everyone to be, first of all, humane, be vegetarian, be scientific in your speech. If you don't know, say, I don't know. Very well. If you know, you say, I know this much. ABCD, I don't know about EFGH, but I know about ABCD.
So once people have done those steps, what do they do?
Then they should sit comfortably, cross their feet, put your hand like this, close the eyes and begin to observe the breathing for half an hour, 40 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. If there is no outside work to do, this is the work for you to do, to close your eyes and observe your breathing. When you observe your breathing, normal, natural, easy, soft, simple, tender, peaceful, tranquil breathing, you go into meditation. You go into meditation. All mind, worldly mind cools down and your mind becomes fuzzy and with rare clouds here and there, and afterwards no clouds at all in the mind. So at that state you are in samadhi. Then things begin to happen. Then the kundalini rises, then the third eye opens, then the astral body comes out. So many things happen.
Yeah. And that takes time.
Everything takes time.
Yes.
To be a musician, it takes a lot of time, To be a yogi, yogini like you, it takes a lot of time. To be anything, it takes. To construct this beautiful building, how much time, how much effort, how much dedication you have had. Thank you very much for this very, very beautiful place on the seashore,
Thank you. So when people arrive at that stillness and create internal energy and power in a way, they rise, they go deeper. It takes time, but what is it? Where does it take them? Why should people even spend that time to do that?
They don't have to. It's a choice.
What are the benefits?
A to Z. Right from physical health to more energy in the body to do your work, and with more clear thinking in your brain, and your spiritual powers unfold, you become a flower. Otherwise you are like a bud. So you become, the bud has the potential, and all the beauties are invisible in the bud. But once the flower opens, all the beauties are there for the whole creation to enjoy. We wait for the bud. Hey, when this one is going to become a flower? So every human being is a bud before meditation, and after meditation becomes a flower.
Beautiful. And you shine and radiate more life, more love, more light into the world around you. And side effects may include having greater tolerance, greater understanding, and greater compassion to other people and the circumstances that surround you.
And also greater intolerance towards untruth, towards violence,
Yeah.
towards killing. We can't tolerate that.
And you become an agent of positive change. Yeah. So when people go into inner states, now the other day you were saying there is really no rush. And I love that statement, you know, because nowadays in all the personal growth movements, I hear this, we don't have any time, we have to hurry up, we have to like have quantum leaps. And I do know that this show is called Quantum Living. And you can make quantum evolutions through focusing your attention. However, there is this sense of having this urgency, this rush. What do you say about rushing to the end goal of enlightenment?
There is no end goal. There is only current goal. Our right now goal is for me to be happy. That's all. For me to be contented with whatever I have, with whatever I don't have. We are eternal gods. I am not going to become a god. I am a god. Whether you understand about me or not. Whether I understand about myself or not. Whether the neighbor understands you or not, you are a god. You are an eternal verity. You are a pure consciousness. You are not this body. Okay. Even the very thought, okay, it gives you a lot of happiness. And more so when you do meditation and realize, experience that's what you are, then no words to describe that magnificence.
That beauty, that bliss. And what people say is happiness and bliss are your indicators that you are on the right road. It's the universe teaching us that we're doing the right thing. So whatever promotes a sense of happiness and bliss for you shows you that you're on the right path. The things that make you feel contracted tell you that you're on the wrong path. So the universe teaches us with those two items. So when the Dalai Lama says, happiness is what matters and that's your roadmap, you can use that. Happiness gives you a reflection. If you feel bliss, you did something well, keep going in that direction. If it's not working, change your direction. As simple as that.
There was one person who was a very good painter. They could paint with she or he, I don't know, but to paint with both the hands. In an accident, both the hands were cut. Then he started painting with the legs, not being unhappy.
Right.
Okay, Beethoven was no eyes, so did he live unhappily? No, he developed his hearing.
Yeah.
So,
be grateful what you have and where you're at, and then go into your stillness and let your soul guide you. So I really appreciate you being here and us having had the chance to sit together in meditation, because they say, although you cannot make someone, and you say that, assume that you are the master. You are the one who knows, and if you put yourself in the mindset that you are arriving instead of continuously hoping that somebody else is going to give you something, then you're more likely to arrive at the end destination a little bit more easily.
yeah, we can't help each other, we can inspire each other.
Yes.
You inspire me a lot. When I read your books, when I saw you and Don Paris, I am highly inspired. If they can do such great things, I can also do a little thing. If Buddha can do something, I can also be something. If Jesus can be that, I can also be that in my own way.
Yes.
With my own limitations or with my own limited abilities. We can always inspire each other. We do inspire each other.
But to learn and practice,
You got to do hard work
on your own.
on your own.
And it doesn't rub off if I sit next to you?
Yes, yes. You know what is genius? Genius is told as 1% inspiration from others and 99% perspiration from yourself.
I like that. Well, I will apply my 99% perspiration.
You did all that already.
I did. And I'll rub off 1% from you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us on the Women's Broadcast Television Network today with Patriji from India.